Honorary Canadian. Well, you know, I think I love being here. I love being in Canada. I mean, especially love being at the Banff Centre, and I love being in Toronto when I'm working there. And for me, it's such a joy being here because there is such a love and support for the arts, which sometimes isn't present in America. And so I feel much more at home in that aspect here than I do frequently in places where I work in America. And you know, and it's not an overall statement, but it is. I love the people here. I love it. Just all works well. So, and there's a nice sense of collaboration, I think, everywhere I've worked in Canada. I love the idea of doing this in an alternative location and being close to an audience and doing it in the language which everybody speaks here, because that gives it a greater immediacy to what exactly the actor-singers are trying to portray, and how, so the audience can be really part of the drama and not reading the drama as it unfolds above them and then watching as it happens. So I've been tasked with creating a musical arrangement, and so this has mostly been, or I should say, our forces are, we just have a string quartet and piano, because this is outside and there's not a lot of space. So a lot of what I've had to do is arrange the string parts so that they include some wind parts, so they play things which are appropriate for themselves, and maybe and moving some of the string parts to the piano, etc., but rearranging so the sound world all makes sense, and it doesn't sound like, oh, that's a string quartet and the piano's playing some random material with it, and it kind of sounds like it, but we're not remembering the old Giovanni, but rather thinking about a new sound world all the way around. So many singers spend a long time not actually singing in English for a significant audience. And when you realize that the words that you say, if people don't understand them, then they don't understand why you're singing. And the experience of the audience being as close as you are to me, and the singers having to inhabit the characters and inhabit the words in a communicative way to their colleagues, but also with an audience which is that close and they can understand all the small details of what a singer might do. It forces them all to be a bit more honest and actually in the moment. Now, see, this is I take no responsibility for the Lord. I'm not sure exactly, you know, Topher. It's really Topher. Topher decides these things, but I did receive at first an email from Joel saying, "We're going to call you Lord Hargreaves," and I was like, okay, whatever. I would say Leporello. I quite like the, you know, I mean, he's just somebody who's always helping out. He's always trying to make it happen, but he never gets the glory, and he's very loyal to his friend, even, you know, through the worst of circumstances.